guys, welcome back to the channel, and this is part one of a two-part kitchen refresh, and that consists of a lot of painting, moving around some of the decor, changing the cabinetry knobs, the whole nine. So I've been wanting to do a refresh in my kitchen for quite some time. It's been a process over the past year and a half with this kitchen. We did take down some cabinetry and put up the open shelves, as you can see here, and also removed a few other ones that we never used. Because I wanted to make the kitchen feel a little bit bigger, so if there was something I would change with this kitchen, I would want it to be a little bit higher, taller, the ceilings, and just a little bit on the bigger side. We even thought about extending the kitchen into the den, but that's not a project anytime soon. That's down the line if we were to do that. But I had been writing a list and going down, you know, of what I wanted to get done into the house, and I had mentioned a couple of videos ago, if not a couple weeks ago, that you know, just some of the things that I been wanting to do in the house, room by room. In the kitchen was just a lot of little things in regards to refreshing the paint in the walls, painting the shelving, touching up the paint on the cabinets because they were getting scratched at me in the lowers. But instead of just refreshing those and touching up the paint, I ended up changing them completely. And I have to say that I am in love with how my kitchen looks. It is, in my heart, my farmhouse style kitchen. So if you love that type of decor, or just are looking for inspiration or are just ideas to do something different to your kitchen, then this is the video for you. I actually caught the bug from my friend Mandy over her channel, and she was touching or redoing her kitchen or painting her kitchen cabinets, and again, this was on my list to do, but it wasn't on my list until much later. Well, thank you, Mandy, because I saw your video and I had to jump on my kitchen. So here you guys are. Again, this is part one of two, and I hope you guys enjoy it. Let me know if you've got any questions. I'd be happy to answer. A lot of this stuff I had originally had. The only thing that I bought new were the cabinet knobs and pulls, and I did have to get another fresh gallon of white, ultra white paint, because that is the white that I use throughout my house, and that's what I will be using and touching up in some other areas of my house. So let's just go ahead and get into this video. Again, if you are new, welcome. I am thankful that you have chosen this video to be your first video to watch, and I hope it gives you some inspiration and motivation to get some things done. So again, let me know if you've got any questions. So let's go ahead and get into this video. the time this video is out, most of you would have already seen what the kitchen turned out to be. I did a reveal on my kitchen fall decor, and if you have yet to see that, I will link it at the end of this video. I love how it all turned out. 2 days of a lot of work, but it was well worth it. And so again, I will link that video at the end. I've also have another fall decorate, and I know by this time everyone has tons of videos, or there's tons of videos out of fall decorate with me, fall clean and decorate, but I did do both of those, and so I will leave them linked at the end and somewhere in the description, or in the iCards, so that you're able to go back to those and check them out, and let me know what you think of how the kitchen looks and how the rest of the house looks. I will tell you, my very favorite part of this year's decorate is my kitchen tablescape. I think I called it a landscape at one point in the video. I was just too excited, but my tablescape, I love it. And I didn't think that the colors would mix well, but they sure did. I went with the muted tones this year, so let me know what you guys think. Again, I'll leave them at the end and also in the iCards. Moved over to getting the shelves painted, and the color of the paint that I am using, it's by Valspar, but the color is cracked pepper. This is the same color that I had used on our staircase and in my oldest son's room when we did the accent wall, one wall black, and we love it. It does finish up semi-matte, so I ended up adding a gloss, a high gloss, satin gloss, over just to protect, meaning on the cabinets, just to protect the cabinets from wear and tear. And then I did a semi-matte gloss, and I'll show you what I'm using when I get to that step to cover these. They were originally red, they were a stain, and I think it was Auburn. I'm not necessarily sure, but I believe it's by the Minwax brand. And I love their stain, and I loved how the shelves looked when I originally did it, but since it's time for a refresh, I wanted to go different, and a little bit more of, not sure if you would consider black being a neutral tone, but there's much more that can go with this, and it will go more cohesive versus this being just the one color that sticks out in this kitchen. So I painted these black, and then I will let these dry and then go and work on something else. And so that's what I did throughout this video. And part two is in between, when I would go and paint something, I'd go and touch something else up so that this would dry, and then kind of knock out as many things at one time instead of just waiting for something to dry. So as I would paint this and wait for this to dry, I would be taking care of something else, and so you will see that as well. And if you're wondering who I am talking to on the phone, because I'm noticing that my mouth is moving quite a bit. I'm actually on the phone with one of our dearest friends, a family friend of ours, just kind of checking in on us in regards to our AC. And so if you guys are not new, you know that this history, our AC is fixed and it's brand spanking new. And it's a cool 75. So I'm really excited about it. We had been gone without an AC for quite some time, fighting our home warranty. And that's just that's a rabbit hole that I'd rather not go down. But the AC is fixed. The house feels good. So that is what I was kind of giving him an update of when they were coming out and all that good jazz. So let's just go ahead and go on to something else now that I've done the first coat on these shelves.
Only your one day I'm hoping that you will be mine, turn my life around. Wow. Yeah. Where do we go when everything feels like it just stays the same? Where do we go from here when everything is said and done? Where do we go when everything feels like it just stays the same? Where do we go from here when everything is said and done? We're starting all over. And let's get together now, so we can find a spark in the night. Yeah. Bring it. Come on. Blow that. That's right. Through our hands.
When you say you feel low and good things are hard to see, when you pray to find love, I know somewhere we could be. There's a place where we can go tonight. The rhythm will make it right, where everyone is.
So now that the pantry doors have a fresh coat of white paint, I'm going to go ahead and touch up the trimming around the floorboard. Is that what it's called? I don't even know. Touch this area up and then work on the back door. I don't know if you guys can see or notice that with the white paint or the bright white paint, you can tell how dull or dingy the door looked. And that's even after I've cleaned it several times, but it's just with my kids and, you know, and grabbing for the door, it gets scratched up pretty easily, and it gets pretty dirty fairly quickly as well. So I wanted to just, like I said, go ahead and touch all that up, and the door is nice and done. It looks great, and I'm just going to go ahead and finish up the trimming here and paint the back door to the garage.
And tonight, everyone could be so happy, and the sun will shine all night. We could have a good time that everybody sing. Why don't you let yourself slip out of control? We could have a good time that everybody sing. Get your feet up on the floor.
So now that I've put the first coat on the back door, I went ahead and sanded down the little fillers that I was doing. It was the nail hole filler where it goes on pink and it dries up white. Did that, sanded all of that down, and then now I'm putting the clear coat on the open shelves so that can get a nice cover and protection on it, so that when I put back our you know, our cups and bowls and stuff, it doesn't scrape up these shelves too much or too bad. Now, while the clear coat dries, I'm going to move on to the lower cabinets, and this is what I'm using to help degloss them so that I don't have to worry about sanding and just paint right on top of this. Again, these are old cabinets, so they've been painted quite a few times since they were originally installed, which was at the, I want to say when the house was built. So they are original to the house. And this house was built in the 80s. So there are a lot of things that are still original, such as the cabinets in the bathrooms, meaning the master bathroom and in the kitchen. But what this does is it takes a clear coat out. If you can see, there's a light residue, and it's safe to paint on top of that. And so it's supposed to help adhere it to the paint or to the cabinets even better than just painting on top of. And I didn't do that originally when I painted them gray, because they were originally like a dark brown. And so I didn't do a sander or a liquid sander is what this is, or a deglosser. But I did this time. It does recommend you use gloves because it can, I guess, mess up your hands. I'm not sure. But I did, as you can see, I go back and forth. But I did use my right hand quite more than I did use my left hand. But here I'm just going to go ahead and do this and start on these cabinets, but do section at a time. that one side of these open shelves are done and dried, it is time to flip them over to get to the opposite side done.
Tell me why'd you have to go and drive me so crazy? Now I'm feeling lost without you, and I just can't be without you, baby. Want you all night long, want you all night long. Tell me why'd you have to go and drive me so crazy? Now I'm feeling lost without you, and I just can't be with.
It is now later on in the day, early evening, and it's time to put these shelves up there nice and dry, ready for decor. But instead of me putting all the bowls and the cups on here, I wanted to make sure that the gloss penetrated the paint, and I wanted them to have a good overnight dry because again, I'm dealing with no AC, so there's a little bit of humidity in the air, and you'll see the sweat at the end of the video. But I wanted to just go ahead and make sure that they dried very well before I put any of the bowls on here. And now I'm just going to go ahead and tidy up this kitchen and get things done, and then finish up the lower cabinets for the day.
Baby, now I'm feeling just can't be without you, baby. Want you all night long, want you all night long. Give me all your love, baby. Give me all your love, baby. Give me all your love, all your love, all your love. Give me all your love, baby. Give me all your love, baby. Give me all your love, all your love, all your love.
All night.
Tell me, why'd you have to go and drive me so crazy? Now I'm feeling lost without you, and I just can't be without you, baby. Want you all night long, want you all night long. I've been waiting
day one of painting and refreshing of the kitchen. This all started with the idea of painting those floating shelves, or those shelves, open shelves. And then I thought, I looked at the cabinets and saw how scratched up they were, and I've pointed them out before, and that was one of the projects that I wanted to get done in the kitchen anyway, so I went ahead and did that. You guys saw that I put a fresh coat of white on the closet, and I'll show you on the pantry. We're just going to kind of leave it open so that it can just make sure it dries really nice. I took this stuff down, filled in the holes. I'm going, and I already sanded that as you saw, going to refresh the paint on the walls here. As you can see, there's kind of like just dirt and smudges, and I've wiped down these walls and it just doesn't get. And then I started painting this white. I'm gonna have to go and get another can of white paint, and then I'm gonna have to touch this up around and then continue the trimming, because I did it here. I'm going to continue the trimming here all the way around, and then this will be the last project that I do in here, because this I'm going to paint white. It's an antique white. I'm not going to do the bright white on that, but and then kind of touch up some spaces, some spots here, because this was painted last year, but there are some spots that kind of got scuffed over time, so I needed to do that. But yeah, I mean, it's coming along. I'm going to change the hardware on these. So what I did was I put the satin clear, what is this? Clear satin, fast drying polyurethane. I put that on here just because I want it to dry up nice and shiny, because it's easier for wipe downs and stuff like that. So so that's the gist behind all of that. So I'm going to end up changing all of the hardware. I don't know if you guys will get to see that in this film, probably in this video. If not, I may have to do a part 2 of this, but I think all of this will be done. And I did some I did some caulking along that, because I am going to repaint the ceiling in here. So this kitchen is going to get a complete refresh. It needs it, because we're always in here and just the walls get scuffed up, and you know, so things like that. So we're just going to do that. I'm not going to do anything to the countertops because it's not in the budget. The budget is whatever we have, in addition to just like little small things. So like if, you know, like the hardware, if I can fit in the, you know, keep it cheap, I'm going to do that. I'm thinking about getting the pulleys, everything. I'm going to keep the brush chrome, because that's just what the dishwasher is, the stove, and the fridge, and obviously the sink. So I'm going to keep that for the hardware. And yeah, and I think I'm going to change the doorknob, because that's gold. I think I'm going to change that to black, actually. If not, I'll just kind of leave it like that. But this is just day one, and I'm going to let all this stuff dry. I need to do that one. So if you guys didn't know, this is what they looked like before I painted them black. They were gray, so I'm going to, you can see it better. I got to organize all of this. I'm going to get new white baskets. Just kind of refresh, like I said, this entire kitchen. I actually like the peel and stick of that, but I would damage my countertops and I'm not going to even try. So, but I'm excited about it all. It looks really good so far. It's coming along. Like I said, I'm going to get new hardware, just the pool stuff. I'm not sure in regards to the handles on here. I'm going to look on Amazon and see what I can find. All of our stuff was here. It's now over here. But I am excited because once all of this is going to get done, then I get to decorate in here for fall, and it's going to come out so great. So If I can fit all of this in 2 videos, there will be 1 video. If not, we may have to do 2. So, but yeah, I'm excited of how it's all coming out, and let's pick up tomorrow.